This week on The Grind, Bill Wilroth heads back out in the field with the crew from Big Kansas Outdoors to profile the often exhausting lifestyle required to work in the waterfowl hunting industry.
It's a lifestyle for the rough and rugged kind. The tougher the game, the longer the pain, the better the ride. We do what we can to stay ahead, cause the modern world wants us left for dead. You better believe as long as we breathe, the sun's gonna rise. We dig real deep, try a little harder, buckle down tight, go a little farther so we can look back and be proud of what we've done. Sometimes we gotta work under the gun. Don't sweat the battle, make sure the war's won. Keep on keeping on, cause the bottom line, it's a labor of love we call the grind.
The Grind Waterfowl TV is brought to you by Dakota Decoy, premium gunning decoys for demanding hunters. Lucky Duck, masters of deception. Cornerstone Gun Dog Academy. From a 7-week-old puppy to a finished gun dog, all in one place. Delta Waterfowl gear by Alps Outdoors, where innovation, affordability, and conservation unite. High Mountain Seasonings, quality seasonings, and meat processing products. Lifetime Decoys, premium decoy rigging equipment. ProDrive, shallow water outboards. Rio, official ammunition of the Grind Waterfowl TV. Share the experience. Sitka Gear, turning clothing into gear. And these fine sponsors.
We go on hunts and we do it on our own a lot too, but a lot of the places we come, like right now we're in central Kansas with Ben Webster and his crew from Big Kansas Outdoors. And I tell you what, nobody works harder than these outfitters. They are constantly looking for new birds, chasing birds down. They aren't running traffic with the same fields, they're moving with the birds. They're out till dark at night, get very little sleep, back up early in the morning, just hardworking guys, and they cover the ground, they find birds for you.
There are times that they go 100 miles one way, and if he didn't have a bunch of guys that are a bunch of friends and they're good hunters and scouting, it would be difficult. Kansas is a big area. They need to spread out. They come back and they said, hey, we can put our A-frames here, we can put our layout blinds here. There's water in the middle of this field. It's a cut bean field, it's a cut corn field. They know what they're talking about, and Ben understands that. With the habitat that they've got out here and their big crew, they can cover a lot of territory and put you on to a lot of birds.
I put this group of guys together as kind of a luck of the draw kind of deal. A couple of guys weren't happy where they were, so I got them on board here with Big Kansas, and they've been a great add-on. The other guys that were already here were buddies of mine. We'd hunted together a lot, and we just seemed to fit. I come up with my plan just based off the feedback of my guys. I mean, I'm out scouting as well, and I try to wait until I've heard from every single one of them on what the best plan of action is going to be. We look ahead on the weather as well to base that plan, and we just go from there.
So what these guys do, they hunt for birds really till dark. They like to put what we call putting birds to bed. They'll know a bunch of birds is in a field. They don't leave once they find those birds. They'll watch those birds to make sure they haven't field jumped. That's an important thing when you're scouting. I mean, these birds they might be in there at 4 o'clock or 4:30. If you aren't careful, they're gonna jump to another field because they aren't finding feed. So you can show up to that field in the morning, there's no birds. We say it all the time, but it's a young man's game. I mean, I'm 56 and been with these guys 4 days now, and I can't run with them. They work hard, stay out late at night. They're up, typically a typical guide morning is about 4 a.m. with their clients, and then back out in the field that night looking for new birds. So it's amazing to me how they find the birds and how much work goes into it. That was pretty cool. We just had a little bunch of probably 6 or 7 pintails come in, and if there were 6, there were 5 drakes and 1 hen, and we got 3 more nice pintails out of there. We are setting up here on day 2 in central Kansas with Ben Webster and Big Kansas Outdoors. And we've got a cornfield mallard hunt this morning. So the mallards have been hitting this corn, or actually twice a day. They've been coming out in the morning, then later in the afternoon. So we're gonna do a morning hunt. There's been a few Canadas in here, mostly mallards. Daylight's coming. Everyone's very nervous. So we're hurrying around here. We're gonna have a bunch of lucky HDs going, just a few Canada decoys. Should be a heck of a morning here in central Kansas.
It's very important to hunt with guys or to guide with guys that have the same mindset as you. I mean, it's never bad to have different opinions. Everybody sees things a little differently, but when everybody kind of clicks, it just makes everything run more smoothly. Things get done faster, and usually you're more successful. Majority of these guys I have a really good friendship with, or I've already had. You're either going to click or you're not going to click with the guys you're working with, and if you're not, you're probably not going to work with them next season. The majority of the guys I got now, everyone gets along great, everybody has a good work ethic, and things are just going really smoothly.
Get him, get him, get him, get him. Good shot. Killing, guys. Good shot.
Hardest part has to be a lack of sleep. Just the other day I ran a full day off of an hour and a half, 2 hours of sleep. I was up at 4, that night I went to bed at 2 a.m. and back up at 4 again, just doing it. So that's probably what I found to be the hardest, is not sleeping. So when you get a chance to catch a 30-minute to an hour-long nap, you better take it, because it doesn't happen very often.
Oh, you wake up early, 3 or 4, go out, set the decoy spread about 30 dozen, if not more, and brush the blinds up, get everything ready for the clients, then go meet the clients at a gas station, bring them to the field, get them set up, tell them what the plan is, what birds are going to be in the area. After the morning hunt's done, go back, take an hour or 2 nap, and then go out and scout, and then come back and get a game plan together for the next day.
Get him, guys. Get him. That was pretty cool. We just had a little bunch of probably 6 or 7 pintails come in, and if there were 6, there were 5 drakes and 1 hen. And we got 3 more nice pintails out of there. So right now it's a pintail hunt, and they are beautiful. Big sprig tails on them. The late season pintails are gorgeous birds.
A group of guys that we have here at Big Kansas is a pretty tight-knit group of guys. We all seem to get along, seem to have the same hobbies and the same passion for the sport. Always seem to be on the same page, never really button heads. We all have the same aspect when it comes to hunting the field or setting up, grass and blinds, where we should be setting the blinds, decoy spread situations, letting the birds work. It's just a really good group of guys.
When I find birds, a lot of times what I'll start with is how the birds are coming to the field. You know, are they coming in groups of 10s, 20s, 30s, 50s, or are they all coming at once?
Every evening I send guys in a general area. If they've been scouting an area hard and they have a field lined up or a possible field, I'll send that guy to the same area. Some of the guys just kind of pick and choose where they want to go. I mean, they know just as much about the areas as I do, so we kind of all just take a different area and go from there.
When I find birds, a lot of times what I'll start with is how the birds are coming to the field. You know, are they coming in groups of 10s, 20s, 30s, 50s, or are they all coming at once? I want to know how many goes we're going to get out of it the next day. Second thing I'm looking at is what kind of hide are we going to have? I'll start checking the weather on my phone, knowing the wind direction, the speed, and I'll start looking for the hide. Wind's out of the west and our hide's on the east, we're probably going to have a hard time on that field. So those are just kind of some of the things that I'm looking for when I do find a good heavy feed.
Cut him, guys. Oh, good shot.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We show up and they have a master plan, you know. They know where the wind is. They know what part of the field the birds are working. These guys have been working together for a while. There's not a lot of words said amongst them. I mean, they get the blind set. They get a basic idea on the decoy pattern they want, and everyone goes to work and does their thing. It's just a smooth operating machine they've got going, and it's pretty cool to watch them work.
Hey guys, this is Barton Ramsey from Cornerstone Gun Dog Academy. This is your retriever training tip of the episode. We're going to continue our focus on steadiness. In the last episode, we talked about denials, where you throw out a dummy, go pick it up yourself. Now we're going to talk about honoring, teaching your dog to honor another dog as they make the retrieve. And it's important that you teach your dog how to work in a group setting. So we have a couple friends out here. They have their dogs. You can just have one friend with one dog. It doesn't have to be a big group. We have Rudder with us, and we're going to throw a very simple handheld mark. We're leading up to the point to where we use a launcher, and we send the dog to go get a mark from a remote launcher or a handheld launcher where you add in gunfire. But before you get to that, you want to socialize your dog on how to work around other dogs. So these dogs are going to sit still. I'm going to throw a handheld dummy, and Rudder hopefully is going to go retrieve it. I'm standing away from them where he doesn't go right by them. He comes straight back to me, hopefully. So we're going to say sit, sit, Rudder. There's no difficulty here. This is just a handheld mark at 20 feet. Good boy. Here. Good. Here. Here. Good. Dead. Sit. Now, if he'd have gone to sniff at them, we're not going to get onto him too much. We're just going to continue to say here, here, here until we get him back. We don't want him paying a lot of attention to them right now. We're going to throw short marks, and what we're going to do is slowly start working to where we get closer and closer to the other dogs and teach him that even if another dog is there, your focus is on me. You're bringing the dummy or the bird back to me, and we'll use this to build up to steadiness in a group where we can do honoring work with lots of dogs in a line together. All of this is to build to the point to where you can have a dog in a duck blind with another dog there who sits still, who behaves, who has obedience, who goes and picks up the duck when he's told to and brings it back to you like he's supposed to. Good boy. That's a good boy.
I think what makes my business so successful is just the guys around me. And it's not just the guys you see on camera, there's multiple guys that know their area really well.
Check out the Grind Waterfowl package, which includes Dakota decoys and bags, Lucky Duck motion decoys, and lifetime decoy rigs. Save $215 on this exclusive offer only available at Max Prairie Wings.
So this has been kind of a special hunt too. These guys worked their tail off for 60 plus days, you know, and up early in the morning, late at night. Just so happened that Ben didn't have any clients this weekend, so it's kind of a fun hunt for these guys. So it adds a little more meaning to them to be able to work their tails off and then actually come out and partake in the harvesting of these waterfowl. Get them. Get them, guys.
Bill once said on the grind, somebody sets it up and Ben always makes it happen. And Ben always makes it happen. He's also a real hunter. If the guys are just in it for the money, they're probably not too successful. But what Ben does is he'll set up a hunt like he's hunting with his buddies and they're out to get them. And so when he has clients, it's the same setup. He's not doing anything special. He's doing just exactly what you need to do to kill birds.
Get them. Get him!
I think what makes my business so successful is just the guys around me. And it's not just the guys you see on camera. There's multiple guys, you know, that live in different cities that either are farm kids or know their area really well, and I kind of pay to play with them as far as if they find me birds and want to hunt, they get a hunt and they still get paid as well. And it's just all those guys working hard just to find birds, because this sport in general, you have to work hard to be successful. So without it, Big Kansas would be nothing.
Get him! Get him! Oh. Well, we are winding up day 2 here in central Kansas with Ben Webster and Big Kansas Outdoors. We had a cut cornfield mallard shoot today. We thought it was a mallard shoot. and it turned into a mallard / pintail shoot. Just an awesome day of hunting. We had good wind later on in the day, no wind early, so they were kind of popping over the trees on us, surprising us. So we shot some big bull sprig pintails, a bunch of greenheads, and we're winding up now. We're gonna pick these decoys up, get some lunch, wrap up day 2. It's just been awesome weather. The guys have been doing a fantastic job. Once again, it's Ben Webster and Big Kansas Outdoors, highly recommended.
Visit our website, www.thegrindwaterfowl.com, where you will find past episodes as well as tips and tactics from the boys here at The Grind. Follow The Grind on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.